Good evening, everybody. I mean, today is not an elevator pitch. We've been in business for almost around 21 years. So although we are not a startup, but we have a startup mindset because I'm there in every client's location. And there's two things I'd like to tell you today is one, we're not trying to sell anything. We're just trying to share our experiences, what we do, because as a larger community, if you can get together and do something, that would be great. So I'm going to talk about, and my son is going to talk about all that we do, in the US, all over the world. And second is, of course, we've done a lot of social work as part of our CSR. Usually we don't talk about it, but today I'm going to talk about it very freely because hopefully it inspires you to join us, in doing bigger things together. That would be a great thing to do. So these are two things I'd like to leave with you. My presentation today and my son's presentation today is called Deep Purpose. I think all of us in this world today, right, are born for a specific purpose in life. And as we, lead our lives in the world, as we discover what we are born today, if we discover, that's the greatest thing we can do. Because all of us are put in this world for a purpose. We're put in this world by God. And obviously what we give back to Him would be the greatest thing in life. So this is my presentation today, and the agenda today would be so before I would like to start with this, there's a very famous author called Ranjay Gulati. I'm not sure how many of you have read his book called Deep Purpose. So in that he quotes Satya Nadella. He says, CEO Satya Nadella told me he thought of purpose as an anchor that sustains organizations. In our context, technologies may come and go. I mean, today we have AI, right? 20 years ago we didn't have AI. Technologies may come and go. Strategies will come and go. But how you invent and anchor yourself, you need the strap holding you in place, which is the sense of purpose. If you have that sense of purpose in life, I think all what we do will ultimately turn out to be great. So in our company core competence, which I'll be presenting about, it's all about that deep purpose which we as a company and the people who work with us are trying to invent as we move along with that journey. So this is my agenda today. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge my batchmates and friends forever. They say, right? Once you're in school, you have friends forever. Then with everlasting gratitude. Hari said, right? Somebody put you in Don Bosco, and that's my parents. So that's a great everlasting gratitude I have for them. My memories of Don Bosco, my family, my inspiration, our company, and some lessons learned. So this is the agenda for today. Please be patient with me for a few minutes as I go through this presentation. So these are our batchmates. We celebrated 40 years after after graduating from Don Bosco. So 48 of us met in Colombo and we relived the memories of this great institution. So these are our pictures. So all of us look so young. Am I right? And then we have some great batchmates there. One technologist, Eddie Joy, who works for Oracle as master architect. I think one of the greatest guys who could talk about AI. I think if any of you have some time, he'll be able to explain to you what exactly AI, the journey. He's a great guy who's helped me a lot in our business. And then two very special people I'd like to introduce today. Okay, let me introduce them first. The pictures are okay. So the pictures are not there, but Vineet and Ranjit. Ranjit was our senior, but I'd like to welcome him to the stage. Please, Vineet and Ranjit. Yeah, they're there. Okay. I think these are stalwarts. I think worth mentioning. I think those were the golden days when table tennis. We went and won so many accolades. And I'd like Vineet and Ranjit to say a few words to relive their memories.
Thanks, Hildi. Actually, Ranjit is, even though we are the same age, he's been a year ahead of me, so I'm going to invite him to kick us off here.
Well, this is borderline embarrassing. We've been put on the spot here, and compared to all the legends that have come before us on the stage, I don't see Girish Ramdas anymore as a six-time national champion, and Vijay Amritaj, of course, yesterday. Thanks a lot, Ivy, for that plug. But what he's referring to is both Vineet and I had the fortune of playing for the school, for the state, and a couple of us, one other guy included, may his soul rest in peace, Naren Gopinath, he's no longer with us. We're talking about the period from 1980 to 1988, which happened to coincide with the reign of the vice principal of the school at that time, who started Don Bosco Table Tennis Club. And we were two of the founding members, if you may, along with this third guy, Naren, and there were several others. So it was a great time. We definitely put Don Bosco on the table tennis map. And if I can summon some humility and also say, we put Tamil Nadu in a sense on a table tennis map, because we inherited from some august champions like Chandrasekhar, Chandramouli, Hari, who had set the stage for us, and then we took it over from our side, and then we passed it on to the next generation, people like Chetan Babu, Sharad Kamal, Satyan Gnanasekharan, they're all champions who followed after us. And so Tamil Nadu has had a very good run in table tennis. And again, may I say, we played a very small part in running that relay race. Vineet and I had the fortune of being the junior national double champions a couple of times. We took Tamil Nadu to the thank you. We took Tamil Nadu to the team events in the junior finals, but we lost to Assam, and may I mention that their two main players were Don Bosco people from Don Bosco and Guwahati. So that's all I have to say from my side. I said not a big list of accomplishments, but I will say one thing, and that is I talked about handing it over to the next generation, and I'm not here to try and crack the code on how to solve India's sporting woes and medals and all of that. But one happy ending to this whole table tennis thing is India has found a way to sponsor table tennis in a big way, starting with the Reliance. And we have started incorporating a very, very, very mini version of the IPL model, where you have competitive sports teams, sports franchises, if you may. There's a competitive league. We've found a way to sponsor players, to send them abroad from a very young age and get advanced training and coaching and so on and so forth. And so watch out, because if you've not been paying attention, especially on the ladies' side today, but also on the men's side, a lot of medals winners, not just in Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, but made great advancements. Manika Batra came to the quarterfinals of the Olympics. Some of you have been following table tennis. So there's another sport for you to keep at the back of your mind. And again, we played a very, very, very small part in one state, but it was a good reign when it lasted. And Don Bosco played a very big part in that, which Vineet wants to highlight and say a few words about.
Great. Just wanted to mention the fact that all this would not have been possible, but for the tremendous support from the entire school, starting from the principal, vice principal, the faculty. I think, we were actually playing on the circuit, so every year we would be, traveling all around the country, so we would miss classes, miss exams, have to reschedule them, so just tremendous amount of support. Great facilities that we were able to have, and sponsorships. So just a lot of work went into this just to help us, and that we are extremely grateful for that level of support and the opportunities that we had. And I think one of the highlights was, just from a school perspective, is winning inter-school tournaments. So we used to have this big thing called PSA SLR. I don't know if any of you remember that, but it was an inter-school championship, and we used to win that pretty much, I think, every year for a few years, and we'd come home with nice bikes from that. But that was really all I want to say is, really appreciative and grateful, and thank you for the time. So I'll return it back to Rudy now. Thank you.
So let's give them a big hand. It's not a great, very less achievement. Thank you, Vineet and Ranjit. And also, our batch, we want to really thank all the teachers, because from teachers, they move to become friends. So we have so many teachers who are our friends. I also recollect, Meenakshi Sundaram, Janam Rajan, so many good friends we have. whom we go to advise. Secondly, with everlasting gratitude, I like to really be reminded of my mom and dad. My mom put me in school. I was among 30 cousins, the first to be put in Don Bosco. And she used to pray. She used to wear a white sari. She never used to invest in any sari or gold. And she did sacrifice so much to keep us in school. And my dad used to work in Lucas Indian Service. He kept us in school all these years. And he had so much of humility to go to the principal and ask for scholarship. And the principal used to say that, the rector used to say that if you don't come in the first 10 ranks, you wouldn't get scholarship. So that's how I studied. My dad had the humility to go and stand there and then get scholarship for me. And that's how I went through school, me and my brother, my sister. So it's a real moment. And that's how, when my mom died and Father Rector was there for the Mass, we instituted the scholarship that anybody passing out from 5th grade and 10th grade will give a $15,000 scholarship, 15,000 rupees scholarship every year. So that's something which we instituted in my mother's and dad's name. So these are my memories. I remember I got those days, I'm not sure Vineet remembers, there used to be a graduation ceremony, and then they used to also give, there used to be a red band for people who got good in general knowledge, handwriting, and I got the best prize for handwriting. So that's what, it's Madam Clubwala. I'm not sure how many of you know Clubwala. Yeah. And then this is my first Holy Communion. So I took first Holy Communion from school. So these are some of the memories which I have. This is my beautiful family. My wife, with whom I co-founded Co-Competence. My wife is the founder, and she is my inspiration. And my son is here right now. So this is my family. I have a son and 3 daughters. They all live in New Jersey. I've been trying to get my son and my daughter into the business, but at last, we managed to get these 2 into my business, my son and my daughter. So that's a proud moment for me and my wife. So my wife is an inspiration to me. She's the one who founded Co-Competence, and she's the one who keeps me grounded. I always fight with her. Why do you ask so many questions? Everybody else, just obeys me, but you ask so many questions. So that way, to all the spouses of DB, a big shout out. You keep us grounded. She has the keys to the bank account, the passcode, which keeps me spending less. And that's how today we are a debt-free company. So thank you very much. Yes. Ask a lot of questions and challenges me a lot. And of course, my 2 children, whatever I say is outdated for them. They are another big challenge. So I'm not sure how many of you know, yesterday there was a Don Bosco Global Youth Film Festival in New York City. So that's a very unique event. Again, Don Bosco has pioneered so many things, and this is one of the pioneering, initiatives, where this is a film festival done totally on the virtual platform. It's conducted in 325 venues, 100 countries, and there were some 1,250 entries for short films, 1-minute films, 2-minute films, and 5-minute films. And all these things were done on a platform. People from the remote corners of the world, including Africa, Colombia, all over the world, there was 1,250 films. And then all this is done on the platform. In fact, we're fortunate enough to build this platform from ground up with open source technology for Don Bosco. So a little bit about the Co-Competence group. Again, Co-Competence was formed from 2 words, core and competency. So what we believed is to understand the core problems, issues of customers, and use the competency of the organization, be it people, process, or practice, to enable a delighted customer. So that's how the company began. And when me and my wife conceived this company, 2 things we decided to do. One is be set on a very strong foundation, very strong ethical foundation. That's the first thing. So we have something called the Panchatattwas, which every employee should follow. And the second thing is to give 10% of our profit to the needy. So these are the 2 things based on which we formed this company. Today we have 300 plus clients, 350 plus associates. We are headquartered in New Jersey, And we have legal entities all over the world, in Canada, in Dubai, in UAE, in Australia, and the latest one is in Saudi Arabia, which we are incorporating. So we are a Microsoft Direct Cloud Services partner. Very few partners can buy licenses from Microsoft directly. You have to go through Tech Data or Ingram Microham, but we have this particular thing which we got by going through an audit from EY for 6 months, and we got this particular certification. We are also an SAP partner, Adobe partner, Salesforce partner, and then we work with one of the largest companies. Ron will talk about a few case studies. We work with the largest flooring company, a $10 billion jewelry company based out of Switzerland. With McDonald's we work with Napoleon, we work with a specialty chemicals company, we work with the who's of who. But we are all in IT services. We are building some IP, but most of our business is generated from IT services. We work in the manufacturing, retail, non-profit, and right now we are getting into the BFSI space. So, when I meant deep purpose, so we've done a lot of projects. So we used to do a lot of small projects, but then somebody came and told us to do something big, which is really impactful. So we're doing some good projects. One, of course, is we are making an intervention in the children's lives where a lot of parents put them in Tamil medium. So we felt that when you make an intervention at that level, where you put them to English medium, right, their lives really change. Because that's one barrier where people study till 12th in Tamil and then they have a very difficult life when they go to college. So what we decided was we will make an intervention at that level that help parents fund the children to put them in English medium. So there's a big group of children whom we have helped, whom we have put in English medium, and they're doing very well. Beloved Path, Rohan will talk about it. It's a company here in the US. It's incorporated by 2 mothers of autistic children. So they sell candles online. So we invested a lot of technology. We reinvented their labels, their products. So Ron will talk a little bit about that. So that's something which we're doing here in the US. This is something which is very close to our heart, Project for Wandering Women. So in Chennai and Gumadipundi, there's a sisters who run this particular project, where people all over India, a lot of wandering women, right, they get exploited and then they land up in Chennai. So the police collects them. Some people are pregnant. In fact, 2 of the women on the road, they were delivering babies. So the sisters and then pick them up. So there are some 80 women who were nurtured in this thing, and they were again reunited with people, abroad. I mean, all over India, right, from Bihar, from Delhi. So there we are building a 5,000 square feet facility, around 250K project. This is very close to around 2 crores. It's going to be done in 1 year. So that's already project is very close to our heart, which we are doing. And there's another school in Chennai where they are really suffering because they don't have government aid. So there for the 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th standard, we are putting teachers. We are recruiting teachers, we're putting a principal, and making sure that they get good rank so that a lot of people from corporation schools can join the school and elevate the levels of the education. So this is another project which we are doing. This is a little bit about Panchtatva. I'd like to invite Rohan now to talk a little bit about our services and some interesting stuff we do. So in case, if you can join together and do something for the greater good, we really appreciate it. Rohan, up to you. Rohan went to Champaign to do his computer engineering. After 1 year, he decided it's not for him. He wanted to be a journalist. So through that, he had the guts to do that, came back, did his economics, political science and philosophy in Rutgers. He worked for a year in Morning Brew, where he used to write for a magazine which had some 4 million users. So he used to work for them. And we have sort of forced him to join Core Competence. It's in his 2nd innings with the Core Competence. Hopefully it'll last. He's been with us for 1 year. Rohan.
Thank you for that. My dad actually talked about all the interesting stuff, and now he's left me with just the services of IT that I have to talk about. But before I do that, I just wanted to say that this is a pretty big full circle moment for me. I studied in Don Bosco from 2010 to 2013 for 7th to 10th standard when I was, an adolescent. And coming here and meeting all of you has been kind of really a full circle moment, just because so many, memories I have in Don Bosco of, kind of growing up. Before I left when I was in the US, I think I was like a little scared, antisocial, little kid who only read books and got straight A's. And when I went to Don Bosco, my marks might have, come down a little bit, but I think a lot of the pivotal years and a lot of the pivotal memories that I have in that school with my friends, getting into trouble, developing personality, not studying as much as my parents might have wanted, and a lot of firsts, like, getting beat by my first teacher, other first things that I probably shouldn't say here. But, with that said, I'll kind of just go ahead and walk you through some slides. This is our management team, comes with a lot of experience, people who have worked in really big companies like Microsoft, McDonald's, Oracle, and so forth. These are kind of our end-to-end services that we try to promote here at Core Competence. We like to think of ourselves as a one-stop shop for technological transformation. So we try to basically run you through these 3 different objectives, which is engage, enable, and accelerate. Engage your clients through e-commerce, web content management, through Kentico, SAP, Salesforce, Shopify as well. Enable you to kind of really run your own organization. So through ERP implementation, support audits, infrastructure management, cloud management, and then also accelerate your results and also your business through the fun stuff. Analytics and business insights, AI, ML, and digital process automation and so forth. So this is just a slide about kind of like the web development and e-commerce capabilities. I think we're kind of running a little bit over time, so I'm not going to go through too much in depth, but we work with a lot of these different open source CMS and marketing technology platforms to help you. This is a little bit just about our Dynamics 365 comprehensive offerings. This is kind of our bread and butter, where we have a lot of expertise in consulting, solution design, and also 24/7 production support. Another thing is managed IT services. So this is your basic IT support, and we have a lot of experience in both security, infrastructure, cloud management as well. And this is kind of like our data slide. So a lot of companies nowadays, they're kind of coming around the mend in terms of actually digitizing and using your data, which is extremely important. But we try to help you with our 4 proven core offerings with modernization, AI-powered insights, reporting and analytics, and data engineering and management. And there's been a lot of talk about AI over the conference for the last few days, but when it comes to actually implementing AI, it's not as plug and play as a lot of people believe it is or would hope so. So basically, you have your generative BI, or business intelligence, which is like the first step that you have to do. This is all your operational reporting, your enterprise and BU level reportings and dashboards that you need to implement. You need to digitize your records, your data. Then you kind of go over to artificial intelligence, deterministic AI, which is more of, it's not really generative in the sense that it's a set kind of algorithms and strategies that are helpful and are very good, but you want to get to the generative AI, which is your machine learning and your LLMs, which actually has the insight. It actually has not only a set algorithm that's actually reading your information, but it's creating different strategies and different algorithms that actually help you run your business better. And as you can see, this is like a pretty complicated thing. I don't really think we have time to go into it. But one of the more interesting developments, and also one of the new kind of initiatives that we've been doing for the past year, and something that I actually am pretty excited about, is our marketing and sales offerings and capabilities. So basically, we are trying, instead of kind of investing in a marketing team and paying a bunch of people, 50, 60K in order to come up with your email marketing, your content writing, and your other kind of social media and stuff. Basically, we've implemented a model, and we have a team that helps kind of take you through this marketing funnel, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. We have a small video right here. So one of the things that, one of the challenges that I've been going through is we are an IT company, and it's not, the most exciting, industry to be in. So how do you kind of create marketing, and how do you kind of create social media content that's interesting in this space? And this is some of the stuff that we've tried to do. I don't think we have. Okay, I don't think we have video, so we'll just go past that. If we don't have sound. So yeah, we don't have sound, so it's okay. So this is a little bit just about like some of our social media ads that we try to do, and kind of like the interesting stuff my dad had said before. A company that's pretty close and near and dear to heart is Beloved Bath. Beloved Bath was started by two moms who had sons that had autism, and basically when children with autism grow up into adults, obviously they don't really have a lot of employment opportunities that are available to them because of obvious reasons. So basically when they were growing up, they realized that certain scents had a very calming effect on their children when they had, kind of some fits or some panic attacks or something like that. And basically they started this company, and they make products, and they only employ autistic adults, and they do it in a very calm and environment, which is very patient with these people. And I've actually had a lot of time to volunteer with this organization, to speak with these two moms, and to also speak with some of the kids who work there, and the kind of social interaction that they get and the kind of patience that they show with these children are, honestly, it's mind-blowing, and they actually get a lot of, interaction with these people, because unfortunately, when you're an adult with autism, you kind of are a little bit isolated, but this gives them an opportunity to be with friends, to work on their social skills. And so this is some work that we did with them. So we kind of sat with them, and we went through what they liked about their products, what they didn't like, and we kind of turned around a kind of new label design and a new branding element for them. And we also helped them with their website, and this is the work that we did with them.
Rohan, thank you so much. We're running out of time. There are a few more slides, but we can talk over. One of the slides is lessons learned, so we can talk over tea. Thank you so much for your listening, and really looking forward to it.